2, 1, 2, 3. Everyone, and welcome back to Music with Ryan. Thanks for checking out today's lesson for improving your bluegrass rhythm. This is lesson number 2 here, and it's an original composition I've entitled Going Up the Hill. And we're going to check out a very common chord progression in the key of G. Now I've created 2 variations for this one, in which we're going to mix and mingle 2 different strumming patterns. You can access this lesson a couple different ways. As a standalone lesson, you get all the materials necessary, the full-length video, the audio tracks with and without the rhythm guitar, and you'll get, of course, the PDF downloads. Or you can access it as a part of a larger course called the Rhythm Series at my site, in which we go over several different keys, several different chord progressions, and strumming patterns. And again, there's links in the description for all that stuff below. You can check it out, head over to my site, and see what works best for you. For now, we're going to start walking through this first variation. We'll put the tabs on the screen, bring the camera on in. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. All right, so let's go ahead and start breaking down here the arrangement entitled Going Up the Hill number 1. Again, this is the first variation of the 2. So this first 4 measures here, I'm just gonna play them, and then we'll talk about them a little bit. So in that first measure, and we're gonna see that's a lot with the rhythm stuff in the key of G, or in G position, however, whether you're capoing up or not. But this little thing at the beginning, this boom, and that is a really important nuance in this style of playing. And you might see some players, again, hammer on from 2 to 3. It's essentially a grace note hammer on. Or they might slide into it. Just depends on who you see playing it. I do a lot more of the hammer on, but that's such a big deal, and I've got some exercises for this in the rhythm series on how to achieve it. But again, it's written there, and if you listen to the audio tracks, I do it nearly every time it's written for this arrangement, but you can really kind of pick and choose when you want to add this little grace note hammer on. Again, this boom. It adds a lot of drive into your rhythm playing, and like I said, it's a big nuance in this style. It's just something that really just pushes the band and adds energy to your rhythm playing. So you're gonna see it a lot in the key of G, in all these rhythm lessons. So we're gonna strum that. We're gonna pick that. We're gonna hammer on 2 to 3, and then we're gonna strum the bottom 3 or 4. I have written there 3 strings. So down, up on the G, B, and E. And if you hit the D in there, that's all right. But and then 2nd fret D, and then a strum. And then I'm probably gonna lift my finger off too. I guess I keep it down. Might lift it off sometimes, but I'm keeping it down there. And I'm not gonna strum it. And then going to the next measure, I go to the open D, and I strum. Then 0-2 hammer on the A, and then a strum. And then hammer on is 2 8th notes. It's not like the grace note at the beginning, so. Okay, and then going on to the C chord here, pluck the bass note of the A string 3rd fret and strum. Then the 0-2 hammer on the D, then open G. So a little ornamentation there. And And then we get back to measure 4, we're gonna get back to the G chord. And then we have a variation on the strum. So, I am arranging and playing these like I would when I'm playing with other people, when I'm playing a song live, or, again, just how I would actually perform it and sing and play it. And so we're gonna mix and mingle strumming patterns. And this really helps provide energy into our playing. This is very important. And to be able to go in and out of these strumming patterns fluently is what these rhythm lessons and the rhythm series is all about, or part of it, is being able to go back and forth between these strumming patterns. Okay, so this one is pattern number 6, and again, it's tabbed out there. If you don't have the strumming key, that's fine, but down, down, up, down, up, or boom, chick, e chicka, boom, chick, e chicka. Now I want you to watch my right hand, of course, that no matter if I'm hitting the strings or not, like my hand is always going up and down. And I'm going to repeat myself a bunch over this course. I know it, but it's very important to get that, to understand what that feels like and to do it. Okay. It just helps with the fluidity, your timing, your groove, everything. So see how my hand is just always going up and down, but I'm just hitting boom, chick, chicka, boom, chick, e chicka. And I'm making these little terms that you can say while you play, because sometimes it really helps to have, again, just a term or a saying to help us get that ingrained. E chicka, boom, chick, e chicka. So I'm gonna be using the boom, chicka, boom strumming pattern and the boom, chick, e chicka strumming pattern, or 1 and 6, and I'm going to be combining them as we move throughout this piece, and in both variations. So those 4 measures sound like this. 2, ready, go. Okay, and I won't cover it as in depth when we come around to it next time. So then the next 4 measures sound like this. All right, so measure 5, again, we have the same thing as measure 1 there, where we're gonna, little Greystone hammer on the boom. Boom. Again, driving things forward. Strum, open D, strum, and here's a 4/4 note bass walk. There's 4/4 notes, in this measure, and it's, it's a big signal to the listener, to the band, that I'm going to the 2 chord. In this case, we have a 2 major 7. It could be A, but I made it A7. I like A7 a little more here in this instance, but could just be A major. But it's 3 on the low E, 2, 3, 4. So very chromatic sounding, right? Which creates some suspension or tension into that 2 chord. And then going to the A7, I'm going to play the open A string, finger my A7 chord, strum, and then another 2 quarter notes for the bass walk. So 2 on the A, 4 on the A, and I'm going to go to the D chord. Play open D, and here's the variation on the boom chicka boom strumming pattern, right? Or the boom chick e chicka, okay? Or pattern number 6, however you want to think about it. So those 4 measures, 2, ready, go. All right, and then moving on to the next 4 measures here. So measures 9 and 10, again, we're gonna use that variation of the strumming pattern there, pattern number 6. And we're just gonna strum these first 2 measures, G, and we're gonna go to a G7. So let me play that. So measures 9 and 10, again, I'm just going to strum. And for some of these, chord progressions and whatnot, I'm going to be doing just strumming. And again, I'm playing it like I would play it if I was performing the tune. And that's part of the reason I want to, I'm showing you this stuff is like how I would actually do it. And sometimes a lot of times, I just strum. And right here we got that strumming pattern number 6 here. And I'm gonna hammer on. And then I'm gonna do a G7, and I'll bring your attention to the left hand here, just so you know how to finger it. I'm gonna keep these 2 fingers down, but I'm going to take the second finger, move it down to the 3rd fret, D, first finger on the 3rd fret, low E, and the A string is muted. It's a G7, another way to play G7, and I really love the way this sounds. This is the 7th note right here, an F natural. So it's the same as, and it could be used like, you could do that, but this is thicker, and I'm able to get more volume and dig into it a little bit more. So this is a G7 chord that I will use regularly in this course. And again, you'll see players use it all the time. So up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So there's the G7. And then I'm gonna go to C, and then I strum. Here's the ornamentation we've kind of already done. Hammer 0, 2 on the D, then open G. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then next measure, go back to G, bass note, strum. Then we're gonna walk back into the C chord, so open A, 2nd fret A. And let's move on to the last 4 measures right now. So they sound like this. Standard 16 bars long, as with many of these progressions. So again, I walked into that C chord. So measure 13, land on the 3rd fret A. And then, so 3rd fret A, and then I strum. And then right here, I'm gonna go 4th fret A. And then I don't have anything marked there. I'm just gonna hit the open strings. Now I know that might sound or feel a little weird, especially when we're playing it really slow here, but up to speed with other members of the band, you really don't even notice. And my strumming, I'm not gonna like make that really loud. I'm almost gonna ghost the notes. Okay, it's almost like, again, if you're ghosting it, it's like they're being played but not really heard. It's kind of a weird little thing, I know, but like, and I can still strum them a little bit because those open strings kind of fit in this key. And so it's just, again, goes by so quickly, you don't have to worry about it so much. And again, I'm gonna try to lighten up on my strum. That went by so quick, it's barely there. And with other people, you don't notice it. So 3rd fret A, strum, 4th fret A, strum. And again, just the strings open, probably just focus on those highest 3 strings. And then I go to a D chord. Here, just the basic boom chicka boom strumming pattern. Open D, strum, A, strum. Get back into the G chord. And there's the hammer on, right? The boom, strum. And then a simple G run, which we'll do a lot of. So you can fit in any kind of G run at the end of these phrases, but I use this one very frequently. So A, 1st fret A, 2nd fret, open D, then last measure, open G, and then strum. Up, down. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, E chicka. E chicka. Okay, so there's the first variation. So let me play through the whole thing right now so you can see it all go by. So 1, 2, beginning, go. So there's the first version for Going Up the Hill. Again, I got the audio tracks. They have 3 different speeds, and then they come with and without the rhythm guitar. So you can play along with the rhythm guitar, or you can take that rhythm guitar out and you're the rhythm guitar and you play along with the band. So use those tracks and use the sound slice if you have access to it. And then when you're ready, we'll check out variation number 2.